Today we'll be doing a recap of this year's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and the brand new Jollywood Nights party. Hello and welcome to the Let's Go to Disney podcast. I'm your host Oliver. Today is Sunday, December 10th, and you're listening to episode 14, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights recap. My wife Lucie is on the show today to recap these parties with us.
Hey everyone, yes, I'm back, and we just got back from our week in Florida, and we were able to partake in both the Very Merry Christmas Party and the Jollywood Nights party, and we're really excited to tell you all about both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a good episode. We had a good time at both parties.
We did. Yeah.
There's some specific things we want to share with you guys about each party, so we'll get into that. Before we get into today's main topic, though, here's what's going on in the parks right now. Luminous had its first show on December 5th, and it was really well received. The music was great, light effects, fireworks. It has all the makings of a great show, and I can't wait to experience it. World Celebration Gardens opened this week on December 5th as well. The Walt Disney Dreamer statue also opened. There is lighting in the floor that looks really good when the sun goes down. There is plenty of new seating and charging stations. Some walls are down, but not all. Communicore Hall and Plaza won't open until 2024, and no specific date has been set yet. So there is still plenty of walls at Epcot for the foreseeable future. Disneyland After Dark will return to Disneyland with more events than ever before, Disney announced. There will be Sweetheart Nights in January and February, Disney Channel Nights in May, Star Wars Nights in April and May, and Pride Nights in June. Universal also announced that there will be 2 new hotels opening with Epic Universe, the expansion to the Universal Orlando Resort set to open in 2025. They will be operated by Lowe's, like some of the current hotels. They will be named the Stella Nova and the Terra Luna resorts. The concept art photos look really good. Having said that, let's get into today's main topic. Like Lucie said, we just came back from Walt Disney World last week, and we did both Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom and Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios. Today we'll recap the offerings at the parties, like the entertainment, ride overlays, shows, nighttime spectaculars, and of course, the food and snacks. We'll give you our honest opinion about the parties and give you some insight on if these parties would be worth it and right for you and your party. Let's start things off with Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom. So this party, just as a background here, is a hard-ticketed event taking place 25 select nights between November 9th and December 22nd. The party being a hard-ticketed event just means that even if you bought day tickets and were visiting Magic Kingdom that day, if you wanted to stay for the party, you would have to buy party tickets on top of your regular park tickets. And the reverse is true as well. If you would only want to go to Magic Kingdom that day for the party, you would only need to buy party tickets to get into the party. You don't need day tickets. Ticket prices this year are between $159 to $199 for adults and $149 to $189 for children aged 3 to 9. Most expensive dates being the first party, the ones around Thanksgiving, and the dates getting closer to Christmas. There is a $10 per ticket discount available for annual pass holders and Disney Vacation Club members on select nights. Typically speaking, the first tickets to sell out are also the most expensive, so the parties closest to Christmas and Thanksgiving, as well as the first party, as everyone wants to experience it first, including content creators. As of right now, there are still tickets available for a couple dates in mid-December, but these could sell out at any moment and may be sold out by the time you're listening to this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's get into the party and what actually happens at the party. So the party offers exclusive entertainment. There's a show, fireworks, and a parade. There's also seasonal ride overlays, party exclusive snacks and merchandise, and free cookies and beverage locations spread out across the parks.
Yeah. There's probably 6 in total, I think, right?
5, yeah.
Oh, sorry, 5, yeah.
So your party ticket gives you access to the parks starting at 4 p.m., and the queues outside Magic Kingdom start much before that. When you enter, you're given a bracelet to differentiate you from the regular day guests. We were already in the park, so we actually got our bracelets inside.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It worked very well, too. Inside, we weren't waiting long at all, actually. I think we barely stopped in the queue.
Because we went out of the park for lunch, and we got back in, there was already people queuing up, and that was probably not even before 3 o'clock?
Yeah, I think that's right. And we were kind of knew where we were going because for the Halloween party that we did last year, it was the exact same place to queue up to grab your tickets for the party. Yeah,
essentially there's a few of these pickup locations for your bracelets if you're already inside the park. So if you find yourself inside the park, it's definitely better to do that than to go back outside to get a bracelet and then come in at 4 o'clock. Yeah, that makes no sense. So like we said, the party officially kicks off at 7 and the park closes to regular day guests around 6 p.m. After this time, when you try to enter a land, cast members will ask to see your band until all day guests have left.
Yeah, and they're very diligent about that. They put it on the same wrist for everybody, the right wrist. They ask you to show it. So they are very diligent about it so that nobody can just sneak through.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you pick up your band, you also get your commemorative Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party ornament and a party guide.
Yeah, and the ornament was super cute this year.
Yeah, absolutely it was. We got 2 of them. One is on our mantle and one is actually on the Christmas tree downstairs.
Yeah.
If you're already a day guest in the park and are staying for the party, so like Lucie mentioned, if you're already in the park, there's a few of these locations where you can pick up your wristbands. The first one is across from Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor in Tomorrowland, and there's also one outside of Mickey's PhilHar Magic and Fantasyland, or there's a third one in Tortuga Tavern in Adventureland.
Yeah, 3 good options spread out, so you should be able to get through it really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we waited more than like 2 minutes. It was just a length of time really to get from where we were to the back of the queue.
Yes.
Whether you were already in the park or just entering, like I said, the party doesn't officially kick off until 7. But at 4 p.m. is when everybody who has a park ticket can enter. So during this time, you can ride some rides with potentially shorter wait times. No Genie Plus is not available during the party. So if you purchased it for the day, if you started your day in the park, you won't be able to make selections during party hours. But typically speaking, wait times are low, so if you did want to check out some rides, wait times will likely be lower than normal. There was also a virtual queue, and there is every party day offered for Tron. This opens at 6 p.m. for guests with party tickets linked to their My Disney Experience account.
Yeah, for sure. If you were hoping to ride Tron at night, this would be a fun time to do it, I think, because the park is quieter because they only have a certain amount of tickets for the party. So you'd probably get to definitely ride it at night.
Yeah, absolutely. During regular park hours or on regular park days, if you join the 7 a.m. queue, you're almost certainly riding during daytime hours. Even if you join the 1 p.m. queue, if you're earlier in the day, you're almost certainly riding in the daytime hours.
Sure.
So unless you're there for extended evening hours and you're joining the 6 p.m. queue, this is kind of like that. It gives you a good shot at riding it in the dark without having to pay an individual lightning lane for it.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's something else here around this time, which is the Frozen Holiday Surprise. It's a short show in front of Cinderella Castle that happens at 6:15. And there's a second show at 8:15 on party nights. So while this is not exclusive to the party, if this is your Magic Kingdom day, you definitely want to check it out during one of those 2 times.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're not going to the party, you will still be able to catch that show at 6:15 and then be able to leave the parks after that. So it's kind of awesome that you can see that show without having to go to the party.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not a long show.
Nope.
Having said that, it is really cute.
It is super cute. If you have kids who love Frozen, they'll love it.
And if you don't have kids and you also love Frozen,
You'll love
also, yeah, exactly. You'll also love it. All right, good. So in terms of party exclusive offerings now, let's kick things off with attractions. So there's a few attractions that have holiday overlays during the party. These are Mad Tea Party with holiday theming, Tomorrowland Speedway, Race Through the Holidays, Monsters Inc. Lab Floor Holiday Show, and Space Mountain Holiday Run. Jingle Cruise also has a holiday overlay, but you can experience that one during regular park hours. So if you were in Magic Kingdom another day during your trip or earlier in the day, I wouldn't worry about this one. And that holds true for all other rides as well. Although wait times may be lower, you can experience all of these attractions during regular park hours. So I suggest trying to experience as many party exclusive things as possible, as these won't be available during regular park hours.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. We did Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
We did, yeah, because we just had a little bit of time to kill in between shows. And it was actually quite cute. The jokes were holiday themed and it was fun.
Yeah, and there's like some decorations on the screen itself. And some of the characters have like Santa hats and whatnot.
Yes, true.
Yeah, absolutely. We love Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor at any time.
Yeah.
So with the holiday overlay, it was a no-brainer for us.
Agreed.
So in terms of shows, there's the Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration stage show. This happens at 7:40, 9:25, 10:35, and 11:55. The shows before the fireworks will be the busier ones, typically speaking. Crowds do start to leave after the fireworks, which are at 10. Families with little ones will start to filter out, so the last 2 shows, and the last show specifically, will be the least crowded. We really liked this show. It was really cute, really entertaining, good music.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really cute. It was very well themed, and I appreciated all the characters that were on stage. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very character heavy. Like a bunch of them come out.
Some that you weren't expecting at all.
Yeah, like we saw Woody and Jessie.
Yeah, and that's kind of fun. And they did so many different kind of versions of songs, and they had people singing and the whole crowd was singing. It was just a lot of fun. It was really good music. It was entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also the Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade. So there are 2 parades, one at 8:30 and the other one's at 11 p.m. The parade is so cute and enjoyable.
Loved it.
All like really so good.
Loved it.
All the floats, the characters, the toy soldiers were the highlight for me.
They were pretty cool. Just how they were marching all in sync and just looked exactly like toy soldiers, perfection.
And they're all like marching in beat. So like their footsteps are in sync, and it's
almost like they're making music with their footsteps. It was very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's loud plastic. It's kind of like tap shoes, but like louder, obviously.
Yeah. The floats were perfection. They were themed well. All the characters were on them. I absolutely loved that parade just as much as I loved the Halloween parade.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really, really solid parade. So the 8:30 parade will definitely be busier since the second one is not until 11 p.m., which is an hour after the fireworks. So like I said, some people will have already left the park. So you may want to wait until 11 if that's an option to beat some of the crowds.
Yes, I would agree.
The only drawback to this strategy is if the weather is not great and it's raining during the second parade and you didn't catch the first one, well, then you may not see it at all.
That would definitely be very unfortunate, but for the most part, you can usually look at your forecast for the next few hours and get a pretty good indication of what the weather is going to be like and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. If it seems like the weather is going to be touch and go, I would go to the first parade just to make sure that you see it. And if for whatever reason the first parade doesn't go, then at least you have a second shot at 11 to see it again.
I would agree.
Having said that, we were pretty fortunate that it was a nice night when we were there.
Yeah.
So we did wait for the 11 o'clock parade and we got a good spot about 30 minutes in advance or so. Right in front of Town Square Theater.
It was a perfect location, actually, because once the parade was done, up we go, out we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
To catch our bus.
Yeah, exactly. It worked out really well. Then there's the Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks show. This only happens once and it's at 10 p.m. So you definitely don't want to miss it. Actually, we watched Mickey's Most Merry Celebration stage show at 9:25. Which lasts just shy of 20 minutes, and we stayed in the exact same spot for the fireworks. We didn't move a muscle, which worked out really well.
Yeah, and it seemed like a lot of people were doing that too, and it was good. You didn't have to worry about, I got to go find another spot again. We were actually in a really good location for the show, so then we were in an just as good a location for the fireworks.
Yeah, absolutely. It worked out really well. And of course, the fireworks show was really good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, like the projections, the music, the fireworks, everything in sync, just the castle all lit up with like Christmas theming.
The projections on the castle were amazing. I loved every single one of them. Disney knows how to put on a good fireworks show.
Yeah, they sure do. And of course, Happily Ever After is good.
Yep.
And the projections, fireworks, the music for that is good as well. But there's something about the Christmas. The Minnie's fireworks were really special and we really enjoyed that show.
And just the little touches that they put into it. We won't give everything away, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Aside from that, there's a couple of dance parties like Club Tinsel at Rocket Tower Plaza in Tomorrowland. We kind of walked by it. We didn't stop, but we could see the party going on. It seemed like everybody was having a good time. And then there's also the Disney Junior Jingle Jam at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe.
That one was fun. Like the DJ there, we had the kids going. Oh my gosh, there was adults on the floor. Cast members were getting into it. All the kids. It looked like a really good time.
Yeah, absolutely. We stopped for cookies and cocoa there. So we
took a little breather and just watched the crowds. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Aside from that, there's also a ton of character meet and greets at the party. So most notably is Jack Skellington as Santa Claus and Sally at Town Square Theater. Mickey Mouse is also there in his holiday vest. And there's a ton of prince/princess combo meet and greets. So Cinderella and Prince Charming, Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, Snow White and her prince, Ariel and Prince Eric, among others.
And those don't happen very often. You don't see the princes too often out in the park. So it's kind of nice. It's a really good opportunity to get that combo.
Yeah, absolutely. If character meet and greets are your thing, there's definitely plenty around during the party, for sure. Yeah. The Seven Dwarfs were there as well.
Yep.
And there's no shortage of meet and greets and photo pass opportunities at the party. On the Seven Dwarfs, we actually went to the back of the park to see them, but the wait time was 90 minutes.
Yes, they are popular. And honestly, though, sometimes it's really fun when you're walking around this party, all of a sudden Peter Pan's walking through the crowds and just yelling at people saying, how's it going? And so even if that's just a highlight for you is just seeing them, you will see them out and about in the crowds as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to wait in super long lines if you don't want to. We really wanted to see the Seven Dwarfs, but we weren't about to wait a 90-minute line. That's just too much party time for us, and we couldn't justify that. Again, different strokes for different folks. If that's important to you, by all means, go for it.
And also Santa is there. And he's got a really great spot. It's a nice setup. So if your kids are with you, that is the primo Santa photo.
Absolutely. He's set up behind Ye Old Christmas Shop.
Yes, it's perfect. It's a great setting in like a gazebo with lights everywhere. He's got this big jolly red chair. It's perfection.
Absolutely. It looks really good. So another note on meeting characters, if you type in character greetings at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in the My Disney Experience app, it'll show you the locations for all of the character meet and greets in the park. So it can make it easier to find so you're not hunting all over the place for them. Mm-hmm. Having said that, they are marked with those kind of inflatable markers.
It wasn't peppermint sticks.
Yeah, right? It looks like candy canes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So it kind of gives you an idea that, okay, there's a character meet and greet here. You might want to stop and check out who it is.
There's so many of them. It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So for snacks, there's 5 free cookie and beverage handout locations. These are set up in different areas of the park. And like Lucie said, we checked these out for sure. Now, I use the term free loosely because it's included in the cost of your ticket, but I digress. These cookie locations were and are chocolate chip cookies and cocoa at Columbia Harbor House, Snickerdoodle cookie and cocoa at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. This wasn't a bad cookie.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I'll say it kind of had a good sugar cookie mix to it. It was good.
Yeah, there wasn't like chunks of Snickers or anything in it like the one at Epcot.
Yeah.
But it was still really good. There was a sugar cookie with green icing and apple cider at Launching Pad.
I love a sugar cookie, so that was perfect for me.
Yeah.
No complaints.
Absolutely. There was
apple
nothing.
Cider was okay.
Yeah, it was all right. But yeah, I agree. The sugar cookie was solid. The red velvet cookie and cocoa at Pinocchio Village House.
That was pretty tasty. That was the first one we had, so that was kind of exciting, and it was good.
Yeah.
Even the cocoa tasted a little bit better just because it was the first one of the night.
Yeah, exactly. Once you've had 3 cups of cocoa, it's kind of, a little sweet. And then there's a frosted gingerbread cookies and eggnog from Tortuga Tavern. That was a solid cookie as well.
Yeah, not so much the eggnog, but
yeah,
it's just because I don't like eggnog.
So there's 2 types of people, right? You either love it or hate it.
Yeah. I tried it. That was good enough.
Yeah. I'll take it or leave it. Yeah. Usually leave it. Anyways. What was your favorite cookie?
You know what? I'm going to say sugar cookie with green icing just because I love a just plain sugar cookie with icing on it. So that was my favorite for sure.
That's fair. I did like that one. For me, it was probably the gingerbread cookie with the icing.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
That was a solid one. Yeah. So in terms of party exclusive snacks, here's what we tried. With all the sweet stuff going on, we wanted something savory. So our first stop was Pecos Bill for the chicken tamale served with Christmas style red chile and green chile pumpkin seed sauces, cilantro rice, pinto beans, and queso fresco. It wasn't new this year, but it is exclusive to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It was good. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. Like it hit the spot actually. Not super amazing, but really solid, yummy food. Like we enjoyed it. We shared it and it was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I strongly recommend sharing these snacks, whatever you get, whether it's savory or sweet, just because you get more opportunities to try more food essentially.
Yes.
So for like those 5 cookie stations, we took 2 cookies, obviously 1 each. We put 1 in our park bag and then we split 1 just so that we were able to try more food.
Yeah.
We also tried Santa's Belt Buckle from Sunshine Tree Terrace. This is a visually cute treat with pistachio mousse with a dark chocolate truffle center and a chocolate buckle garnish.
Mm-hmm. It was super cute. Just very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, it was. And it was delicious.
Super yummy. I didn't know if I would like pistachio mousse, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, it was good. And it had that center, like fudge center kind of. And
it was good.
Absolutely. Super tasty. That was new to the party this year and it was delicious. So I definitely recommend it.
Yes.
I also really wanted to try the Letter to Santa flourless chocolate cake with hot cocoa mousse, marshmallows, and chocolate pieces. This thing looked like a tiny mailbox and it was so cute. When we sat down for the second parade, this was around 11:20 or so, I zipped over to Main Street Bakery and they were sold out. So that's my own fault for leaving something I really wanted to try in the last hour of the party.
Yeah, for sure. If we ever get to go to another Christmas party, we will and if it's on the menu, we will definitely grab it that time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be on the menu next year. And when Lucie says if we ever get to, it's definitely will get to.
Not if, it's a when.
Yeah, of course. And that's about all we tried. I know it may not seem like a lot, but we were eating half a cookie in between these snacks and drinking cocoa, so we were pretty stuffed just from those.
Yeah, it seems like not a lot, but it is a lot. Yeah, it's too bad. Obviously, you want to try so many different things, and when you get to the party, you've got this list of all these snacks you want to try, but you have to be realistic, and eventually you're only going to try 2 or 3 things max, and you just kind of have to pick the ones that really you can't go without trying.
Yeah, absolutely. So other notable treats on the menu that we think are worth checking out were the holiday pot roast melt from Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. I've heard it's really good. The Christmas cookie cake with buttercream also looks pretty good here as well. Friar's Nook also had a couple of savory options. The holiday ham fried pie, which I heard was pretty good, and the Italian beef tots. Mm-hmm. Those also...
It looked good.
It looked good, and I've heard good things. The only thing is I know the portion is huge, so...
That's true,
If you're going to get that, make sure you're sharing it. And they also have the peppermint snowman, which is a chocolate brownie topped with cookies and cream peppermint mousse. I wanted to try this one, but again, just ran out of stomach space.
Too much sweet stuff, yeah.
Golden Oak Outpost has a gingerbread cake layered with cream cheese frosting that I heard was really good. Again, it was just a stomach space thing. Realistically, like Lucie said, it's impossible to try all of the available eats at the party. So just looking at what's available and prioritizing what you want to try most is the best strategy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Plus, it's important to just having the flexibility to realize that you may not be able to eat everything you want.
Absolutely, I agree.
Now, just our general impressions. So what did you think of the whole party?
I thought the party was great. The shows were fantastic. The parade was phenomenal. No bad words to say about that parade. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was at 11 o'clock at night. I was tired and it gave me like a boost of energy. That's how good it was. I was very engaged in it. The food was also very good. Like I said, we didn't get to try it all, but the food that we did have was really good. And if you were there with kids, I think it's pretty exciting to go get a cookie and hot chocolate at a bunch of different stations. So I think that was definitely a win on Disney's part for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I had a blast as well.
Yeah.
Super good party. The shows, the fireworks, the parade, everything was on point. If you have littles with you, I think they would enjoy all those offerings as well. The dance parties would be a good place to stop with them as well. There's so many meet and greet opportunities.
Yeah.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, in my opinion, is definitely worth it. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun too, seeing families there dressed up in matching pajamas or sweaters that are very Christmas themed. Everybody looked like they were just really embracing the holiday season and excited to be there. It just looked like a really fun time for everybody, and I really appreciated just seeing everybody happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So a question that gets asked a lot is this worth it for us? So that's pretty subjective, but here are some things to consider that might help you make your decision. So if you love Christmas and are wanting to experience some exclusive offerings like the parade, the stage show, and the fireworks, then it can definitely be worth it to purchase party tickets. The party is fun for the whole family, and like Lucie said, we really enjoyed it. What I will say is that it can get expensive, especially if you have regular park tickets for earlier in the day and you stay for the party. So if you were going to purchase park tickets and decide on a party instead, that could work. One option you could do, and one I definitely suggest, is if you are attending the party, make that an off day where you sleep in a little later, you swim at the resort, visit Disney Springs during the day for some shopping, and head into the park for the party.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, it will be a late night, so if you're going to rope drop to the end of the party, that will be an extremely long day.
Which is exactly what we did.
Yeah. We took a break in between, though.
We did, yes.
But there's no doubt that was a long day, so something to keep in mind there. If the party day is your only Magic Kingdom day, the party may not be worth it, as you would be limited in what you could experience during the day, unless, of course, you decide to do the park and the party after. Really, it'll boil down to what's important to you and your party and how much you're willing to spend and balance with what you want to get to experience.
Mm-hmm. Completely agree with that. It's totally up to you and your family.
Next up, let's talk about Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios. So just like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Jollywood Nights is a hard-ticketed event taking place on 10 select nights between November 11th and December 20th. This was a brand new event and party this year, and the November 11th party was the very first one. Prices for the party range between $159 to $179. These prices are for both adult and children alike, and there is a $10 discount for annual pass holders and DVC members, just like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. The party offers exclusive entertainment and shows, Jingle Bell, Jiggle Bam Nighttime Spectacular, and of course party-exclusive snacks and drinks. The party kicks off quite a bit later than Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and your party ticket grants you access to the park at 7 p.m. So you do get quite a bit less park time and party time when you compare it to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Yes, I would completely agree. It is definitely a shorter amount of time for this party.
Yeah, and if you're already in the park, you can pick up your wristband just like you can at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. This one is either at Muppet Vision 3D or Star Wars Launch Bay.
And that was very easy to grab as well. The line moved very quickly.
Yeah, this was an adjustment they made after the first party because we watched a few of the first impressions, and it sounds like on the first night people were waiting for 45 minutes at the single ticket location to pick up their wristbands.
Yeah, but the good thing about Disney is that they figure it out really quickly and they come up with a solution to better everybody's experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney pivoted quickly and our experience was much better on November 29th, which is when we were there. There was those two locations and I think we waited no longer than 3 minutes for wristbands?
Max, yeah.
Super fast. On that note, we were already in the park, so like we just said, we picked up our wristbands from Muppet Vision 3D. They also gave us a lanyard with a big red card that said Jollywood Nights, as well as a party map.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
We like that lanyard.
Yeah, absolutely. I kept it and I'm going to use it for work now.
Yeah.
There really wasn't a lot beyond the usual park offerings before the party started, so we actually ended up watching the 7:15 showing of Fantasmic on the party day.
Yeah, we'd had a good fill of the rides during the day because we were able to work the lightning lanes and rope dropping, so it was kind of nice to take that break and see Fantasmic.
Yeah, exactly. And once we were out of there is when the party was officially starting.
Yes.
So in terms of what's offered at the party, there isn't as much as Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I want to say there's a few reasons for this. One, the event is shorter. It's geared towards a more mature audience. And it's the very first year that it's offered. And it doesn't have the benefit of many, many years of refinement. But more on that in a bit.
Yes.
So in terms of attractions, there are no specific attraction overlays at the party. But there was lower wait times at all attractions. There was a virtual queue for Rise of the Resistance as well. Now, given that this event is only 4 hours long, I don't recommend prioritizing attractions during the party because there's very little time to experience the party offerings during the party itself.
I agree.
Like, especially when you consider something like Rise that takes like over 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's 20 minutes into that 4 hour chunk of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't sound like much, but we felt like we were all over and it felt
busy.
Yeah, absolutely. It felt busy for sure. So in terms of entertainment and shows, there are 2 shows that are new and exclusive to the party. So the first is What's This? Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas Sing-Along. This takes place in the Hyperion Theater where the Frozen Sing-Along normally is. What did you think of this one?
This was a good show. I have never seen Nightmare Before Christmas, so I do know the characters that are in them because I've seen them in other things. I have to say, when Jack Skellington came out on stage, everybody gasped. It was quite a sight to see. So that in itself kind of was worth it for me just to see that. And I do know a couple of the songs just from hearing them throughout the years. So it was good. But I guess if you were a Night Before Christmas fan, which a lot of people in the audience were, this would be the show you've been waiting for.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I spoke with my sister. Apparently I saw this when I was little, like Lucie, though it's been so long that I don't really remember it. But same thing. When Jack Skellington first came out, everybody gasped and it was really impressive. Even if you're not super familiar with the intellectual property, like the IP of Jack Skellington and The Nightmare Before Christmas, it was still a really good show. Yeah. Like the music's good. The music's
fun, yeah.
The actors doing their bit at the front was fun. It's definitely a good show.
I definitely recommend it. Like 100%. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good. So this has several show times, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. So we saw the first show right at 8:30, basically as soon as we got out of Fantasmic.
Yeah, we hightailed it right to there.
Yeah. And the show is about a half hour long. So as you can see, time is ticking when you're at Jollywood Nights. Like that was 8:30 basically to just after 9 o'clock by the time we got out.
Yeah. And the good thing about where the show is taking place, that auditorium, there's not really a bad seat in there. So you don't have to worry about, oh no, we're not going to get a good seat. You're pretty much guaranteed a good seat. Yeah,
absolutely. If you've ever been in there to see Frozen, it's the exact same setup in terms of seating. There's no changes. It's just the changes that are on the stage itself. Yeah. So yeah, we got a really good seat. No complaints there.
Yeah.
The other show is Holidays in Hollywood at the Amphitheater, where the Beauty and the Beast live on stage is normally held. This features appearances from Kermit and Miss Piggy, Tiana, Belle, Minnie and Mickey with dancers, singers, and musicians. It's on brand for Hollywood Studios with a glitz and glam feel to the show.
Yeah.
The singing and dancing was really well done. It was a good show and I enjoyed it. What did you think?
I did too. Belle is my favorite princess, so for her to be in the show made me very happy. Obviously, I love Mickey and Minnie, and it's actually kind of fun to have Kermit and Miss Piggy. You don't see them very often, so that was kind of a fun twist. They were kind of funny, cracking jokes, and then the 2 live hosts of the show were actually really good. They had good chemistry together and they were excellent singers, and everybody, all the dancers were phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very talented performers. Yes. Good music. There was an original song there.
Yeah, that was fun.
So absolutely, it's definitely worth checking out. We really enjoyed the show.
Yes, we did.
Same thing as What's This? There's several show times, 8:45, 9:45, 10:45, and 11:45. We caught the 9:45 show. We grabbed a snack in between What's This and this show, and we were there about 25 minutes early or so.
Yep.
And we got really good seats.
Really good seats. And that's another theater that your seating is probably going to be good no matter where you are. There's not really a bad seat there.
Having said that, we were probably midway up in the middle.
Yeah, ideal.
So yeah, we definitely had good seats there. So by the time we got out of there, it was just after about 10:20. So something to keep in mind there for timing, right? So between 1 snack stop and 2 shows, we were already more than halfway through the party.
We only had 2 hours left.
Yeah, so it goes by fast, no doubt about that. So the nighttime spectacular is Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, with projections and fireworks on and around the Chinese Grauman's Theater. This has 1 showing and is the last thing that happens before the park closes right at 12:30. The show was good, and as a standalone nighttime show, it's entertaining and colorful. However, I can't help but compare it to Minnie's fireworks at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party or even Fantasmic, and for me, it falls a little flat when you compare it to the other nighttime spectaculars on property. What do you think?
I agree. It was cute. It had its moments, but it did not wow me.
Yeah, 100%. And it's I don't like saying that. And like I've said before, I don't like pitting the parks against each other. But yeah, it left something to be desired.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aside from the big shows, there was some themed entertainment around the park. So there was a DJ right on Hollywood Boulevard playing holiday tunes. Over on Commissary Lane was Fiesta en la Calle, which had Latin holiday music performers. There was lighting and decorations along the street. along with some snacks inspired by Latin holiday traditions. Over at Tower of Terror, there is a Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club in the courtyard of the Hollywood Tower Hotel.
This one had a really Hollywood vibe to it. It was kind of fun, actually. I liked the band. They were really good.
Yeah, it was very like old-timey jazz kind of music.
Yeah, and I kind of like that the Tower of Terror structure was right behind them. It just kind of gave you that almost creepy Hollywood vibe to it, but with a Christmas twist to it. It was fun.
Yeah, 100%. It's 100% on brand for the attraction.
Yes.
And it was a fun area. I like the way they had it set up. Like Lucie said, there was a live band there and craft cocktails to sip on while you enjoyed the music and the ambiance.
Yeah, I liked mine.
The lines for drinks on night one were apparently unbelievably long. There was only one spot to pick up drinks, but we waited, all of 2 minutes?
Max.
Yeah, it was super quick. So that was quite enjoyable. Very, very short lines. We were able to sip on our drinks and just relax over in that area.
And then actually we had a little bit of time to kill. So we went and walked right on to Tower of Terror for one more ride.
Yeah, that's right. We told you not to prioritize attractions, but having said that, we were right there and it was walk on. So
and it's one of our favorites. It was hard to resist.
Absolutely, exactly. Plus,
at nighttime especially.
We were there for the Tip Top Club party. We could not ride it.
It just seemed hand in hand.
Yeah, 100%. There's also the Jazzy Holidays at the Hollywood Brown Derby. Tables are first come, first served, and once capacity is reached, it's a walk-up wait list. There was a pianist in there and very minimalist decorations. We didn't actually go in. We had heard that it wasn't all that great and we weren't looking to have a sit-down experience given how short in length the party is.
I agree. I don't regret not going in. But that being said, it could be very cool in there. We have heard some things that it's fun. But yeah, it just wasn't for us. Yeah,
absolutely. To Lucie's point, I have heard that the food in there is really good. It's just the atmosphere is just nothing
too holiday fun.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing overly themed to the party. Good. In terms of meet and greets, this is another thing Disney addressed after the first party. So there was very limited meet and greet opportunities, but they added quite a bit. So there's a meet and greet for Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Pluto, Goofy, Edna Mode, Frozone, Phineas and Ferb, Chip and Dale, Santa Stitch, Powerline Max, Santa Duffy, Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio, as well as Geppetto, Dopey and Snow White, and Mary Poppins and the Penguins. So that's a lot. So they definitely added a lot. And
the lines showed it too. There were some big lines, especially for Stitch. He is popular.
Yeah, absolutely. We ended up taking a photo with Minnie. So essentially what they were doing for the couples, essentially, so for Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Pluto, Goofy, they were switching them in and out. So they weren't both there at the same time. So Minnie would be there for a little while. And then when you got in line, you weren't sure if it was going to be Minnie or Mickey.
And the cast member did warn you about that. They did say, like, we can't guarantee you that it'll be Minnie by the time you get to the front of the line. But it seemed like most people were okay with either or. Yeah,
100%. Some people were getting back in line after to experience both.
Yeah.
We got in line and we ended up taking a photo with Minnie, which we were 100% okay with.
Mm-hmm.
We also ended up taking a photo with Edna Mode, which was fun.
Because it was cold out. And she was in a warm building. And we didn't actually really know what we were walking into. We kind of thought it was almost like a museum for The Incredibles. And then all of a sudden we got in line and, hey, there's Edna Mode. And she was kind of fun actually to take a photo with.
Yeah, she definitely was. She's in her usual spot over in Pixar Plaza. But yeah, it was fun to just dip in there and just warm up for a second as well. So on another note, all your PhotoPass photos are included with the party ticket.
Yeah, that is a nice touch on Disney's part. I agree.
It's not something that's included at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, so it is a nice thing. So all your photos in front of the landmarks with the characters and the special lenses that are available during the party are all included in your party ticket.
Yeah, that was a good touch.
Yeah. So in terms of food and snacks, there wasn't anything included in your party ticket like the cookies at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, but there was a lot of options for party exclusive snacks. So at ABC Commissary for Holiday Fiesta and La Calle, we tried the chicken empanadas with the street corn. These were just okay for me. Nothing to write home about.
We had higher hopes for them just because we've seen videos of people eating them and we love empanadas and we love street corn. So it was a little bit disappointing and I think we both kind of regretted not going for the birria taco in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Other notable options were the yuca con chicharron, which looked really good, as well as the birria taco, which we kind of wish we would have went for, like Lucie said. On the sweet side, we tried the Mexican hot cocoa cheesecake. That was delicious.
Yes, you're a big cheesecake fan, so that was perfect for you.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a sucker for cheesecake, definitely. So I definitely appreciated that. Baseline Tap House had a charcuterie cup, a familiar spin on their usual charcuterie, as well as tuna ceviche. We didn't stop here, but it's definitely a solid option. We usually like the offerings at Baseline Tap House.
Yeah, it's our favorite there.
Dockside Diner had spicy pimento kimchi, which was tasty, and the Christmas tree cookie stack, which was so cute and didn't taste too bad at all.
No, both very solid options and kind of different. The kimchi is fun.
Yeah, for sure. Epic Eats had a bunch of specialty funnel cakes. We didn't stop here, but I heard good things about the Korean chicken and the s'mores funnel cakes.
Can't go wrong with s'mores.
Yeah, 100%. Fairfax Fair had a turkey popover and just a sides popover. I heard split things on these, but if that interests you, that's where you'll find them. Gertie's Ice Cream of Extinction had the Gertie cookie, complete with little Santa hat. So this we had to get.
I love a sugar cookie, like I said earlier, and it was super cute. It had a very subtle hint of mint.
Yes.
In the icing, which I love mint, so I was very happy about that. It was just a super cute cookie and really solid sugar cookie. It was good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
It helped that it was shaped like Gertie, and
Totally.
we were eating it in front of Gertie. We took a photo of it with the big Gertie.
Yeah,
so
we did. It was good.
Yeah, to me, it's a must get if you're at the party.
Agreed.
Over at the market, we tried the buffalo chicken spring rolls and the in holiday fashion, which is a twist on an old fashioned. The spring rolls were just okay.
Yeah, they were okay.
And the drink was not.
No, we're not really hard liquor people per se, but we were just curious about the old fashioned, and yeah, I wouldn't get that again.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it in my opinion. You definitely can spend your money and get.
We drank it because we bought it, but
yeah, exactly.
It.
But yeah, no, I would definitely try something else for sure. At the Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club, I had the sparkling pomegranate apple cider, and Lucie, you had the
Fifth Dimension Royale. It was super tasty.
Yeah, that's right.
It was really yummy. Actually, they did a good job on that one.
Yeah, 100%. And like Lucie said earlier, the atmosphere there was really fun, so we enjoyed our drinks there. Yeah. We took it easy there for a little bit. And over at the Trolley Car Cafe, we tried the Ornament Mousse, which was dark chocolate cherry mousse that looked just like a Christmas ball, and it was visually very pretty.
Oh, yeah.
And super good.
So yummy. Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah, not everyone is a dark chocolate fan. I like it.
I do too,
And with the cherry taste of the red kind of outing, it was really,
Brings
really
the
good.
sweetness with the bitterness. It was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It was super good. So with all that said, what did you think of the party?
It was okay. It was fun. Don't get me wrong, but it was short. It was busy. It was okay.
Yep, I agree. I didn't wow me like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Agreed.
But I did have a good time. So for the things that are there, they are entertaining. So what's this? The Holidays in Hollywood show. They're both good shows.
Fireworks, just okay.
Yeah, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam was just okay. There's a lot going on in a short amount of time. So you really have to prioritize here snacks, and you really have to make it a point to kind of time which shows you're going to be at to make sure that you get to experience everything with the snacks that you're going to do in between.
I agree.
There's not a whole lot of room for just kind of winging it.
No.
Because it is only 4 hours and it goes by fast, right?
Yeah.
When you're factoring in a couple shows at a half hour each,
that's the thing. The shows were long.
Yeah.
And they probably could do that because you're sitting in a theater and like I said, you're sitting.
Yeah.
Whereas you're not standing, and they probably know people don't want to stand for 25 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this party appeals to a very specific crowd. The shows, the entertainment are definitely geared to a more mature crowd. So I wouldn't take my young kids here. Tweens and teens may find it enjoyable, but not younger kids like ours. It is pretty expensive for the offerings you get and the amount of time you get to do it in. I'm not sure I would do this event again next year. Having said that, the FOMO is real, so I say that now, but who knows? We did enjoy ourselves, but there was definitely something left to be desired. If it's between a Hollywood Studios day or this, then I would definitely suggest Hollywood Studios and forego the party.
100%. Completely agree.
And having said that, if you're having to choose between one party or the other, like you're thinking, should I do Jollywood Nights or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party? I would say Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Hands down. Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say other than that.
If you're there at Disney, the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is Disney.
Yeah, it's
Christmas.
Quintessential Disney for sure. So having said all that, we did enjoy the parties. They can definitely be worth it under the right circumstances. I think it's important to know what to expect from the parties and to manage your expectations, and you can certainly have a good time and make them worth it. However, it is true that they're not for everyone, and that's totally okay as well.
Yeah, I agree. Research is key before going to these parties because there's so much to offer you when it comes to snacks and shows and whatnot. So I just think that doing a little bit of research ahead of time is key. Check out all the snacks, and then maybe list your top 2 or 3 savory and sweet, just so that you don't miss out on what you really want.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more. So hopefully this gave you a good idea of the offerings at the parties and will help you decide if this is something you and your party may want to experience in the future. And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights. To make sure you don't miss any future episodes, make sure to subscribe to the podcast. I would also love it if you could take a moment to rate and review the show. This helps us reach more listeners, and I love the feedback. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for much more magical content. The link tree in our show notes will take you to all our socials. Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.